Well, Lord Frost's departure as Brexit minister, a real body blow, I think, not just for the British government, but for the UK position. Of course, negotiations ongoing with the EU still in regards to the Northern Ireland Protocol. The government still not having triggered Article 16. Now, we know that Liz Truss is coming in, taking on responsibility for the EU negotiations. But we also know, of course, Liz Truss was a Remainer. Now, of course, she's been positive about Brexit since then. But let me know in the comments below what you make of Liz Truss coming in as the replacement for Lord Frost. Remarkably, and I really do think this shows you the sort of mind frame of some of those in Brussels, we even had suggestions from the EU about what sort of person should be replacing Frost. And I have to say, in a sign, I think, of how effective Frost was in standing his ground, it's clear now those in Brussels, in fact, there's a Times report, the departure of Lord Frost is being hailed, warmly welcomed as an early Christmas present, with a joyful European official quoted as saying, "This is a great present. Frosty has melted at last. Is there a Brexit thaw in Downing Street at last? We hope so." Lord Frost has spoken out since his departure from the role of Brexit minister. Here is what Lord Frost had to say today.
So I've worked as closely as anybody, I think, with the Prime Minister over the last few years. I have huge admiration for what he's done as a leader, taken us out of the EU, won the election, set the country on a new path. We have never disagreed in any way about Brexit policy. Right up to the last day, we've been absolutely aligned on that, and Liz Truss and Chris Harris, I'm sure, are going to do a great job. I left the government because, as I think is well known, I couldn't support certain policies, most recently on COVID restrictions and Plan B. And if you're a minister, you have to support collective responsibility, you have to support decisions of the government, and I couldn't, so that's why I had to leave.
Have you given up on the Prime Minister? Do you think he's lost his direction? Is it time for him to go, in your view?
This is absolutely not about leadership, this is about policy differences. I'm absolutely confident this country's got a great future under Boris Johnson's leadership if we can get the policies right.
So he's the right man to carry on. I mean, it's in a state of chaos, and your departure actually seems to be at a time when it's going to cause maximum damage to him.
So the departure was intended to be in the new year and has come out earlier than we thought. The departure is about policy. It's about policy differences, and I'm absolutely confident that he's the right man to take the country forward.
And yeah, look, the coalition, the electoral coalition that Boris Johnson, the Conservative Party, built, which does seem to be crumbling slightly now, was built largely through support of Brexiteers, because it combined a traditional Conservative vote with Labour Leave voters, and of course with former UKIP and Brexit Party voters. And of course the evidence now being that Reform UK coming up in the polls now, some Conservative voters simply not voting at all. The departure of Lord Frost is a big concern, and we await to see where these negotiations with the EU now go. It looks like they're going to be rumbling on well into 2022. Article 16 still not having been triggered, despite the fact that both Boris Johnson and Lord Frost had acknowledged the conditions for doing so had been met. Let me know what you make of this celebration in Brussels about Lord Frost's departure. I think this is bad news indeed. And as ever, guys, I'll keep bringing you all the very latest on this and more. Please do give this video a big thumbs up. It really does help out the channel. And of course, as ever, thank you so much for watching.